Satanism and the History of Wicca Part 5. Oddly enough, of the many Wicca-based forms of neo-paganism, one of the most satanic in terms of 19th century literary Satanism is feminist goddess religion, despite its frequent omission of even the horned god. See, for example, some of Mary Daly's writings. When it comes to inverting and parodying Christian symbolism, Daly's wordplay does it better than an old-fashioned black mass. Daly also reclaims and venerates almost every demonized female category conceivable, from furies to hags. And let's not forget the many feminists who venerate Lilith, a Jewish folkloric near-equivalent of the Christian Satan. Lilith never made it to the status of a full-fledged anti-god, but otherwise her myth is almost identical to the Christian Satan myth. Banished for her pride, she became a dreaded demon, and was even blamed for people's sins, especially sexual ones. To be fair, I should mention that not all feminist goddess worshippers are into either Mary Daly's writings or the veneration of Lilith. But the feminist counterculture, because it is a counterculture, tends generally to include an extra dose of demon reclamation beyond what is found in classical Wicca, for example magazine titles like Sinister Wisdom. All these parallels to Satanism reflect the quintessentially satanic central theme of some forms of feminist goddess religion, self-liberation from a socially imposed mainstream spiritual order. Even though goddess religion is in other ways quite unsatanic by the standards of most modern Satanists, one of the earliest feminist writers on religion had a much friendlier attitude toward Satanism than is common today. As far as I know, the very first feminist writer on witchcraft and goddess religion was 19th century women's suffrage leader Matilda Joslyn Gage. Her book Woman, Church, and State contains an enthusiastic depiction of a medieval peasant black mass, based on Michelet's account. I hope today's Wiccans and feminist goddess worshippers will stop fearing to recognize that, just as Christianity borrowed heavily from Greek mystery religion yet is a very different religion from the Greek mysteries, so too Wicca and feminist goddess religion have drawn lots of inspiration from Satanism. Though they are very different religions. Kelly's honesty is refreshing. If today's Satanists are sometimes nasty to Wiccans, well, how would you react to a bunch of people who went out of their way to deny their own roots just so they could disown you? What's especially annoying is the way many Wiccans claim the word witchcraft as a name for their own religion, defining not only Wicca, but also witchcraft as a religion distinct from Satanism. Excuse me, but witchcraft is not a religion. There are witches all over the world, in many different cultures. They don't all belong to one religion. A witch can be any religion. One of my great-grandfathers was a water witch who told people where to dig wells. He was a devout Christian. If a Christian can be a witch, then so can a Satanist. There have been both Christians and Satanists calling themselves witches long before today's Wiccans came along. See Randolph's and Creighton's books, for example. So I really wish Wiccans would stop using the word witchcraft as a name for their own specific religion. I don't object to Wiccans calling themselves witches, but I do object to the idea that all true witches are Wiccan, or at least pagan, and that, therefore, Satanists can't be witches. Wiccans are welcome to call their specific religion Wicca, an archaic word that they themselves resurrected. Another good name for their specific religion is neo-pagan witchcraft, a phrase suggesting that their religion is a subcategory of witchcraft, not witchcraft as a whole. Thus, it's accurate to say, neo-pagan witchcraft is not Satanism, whereas it's misleading to say, witchcraft, in general, is not Satanism. It would also be nice if Wiccans would stop making inaccurate pronouncements on what Satanism is, such as, Satanism is a form of Christianity, or to be a Satanist, you must believe in the Christian God. Hail Satan, hail thyself.